Hey, welcome to my spiritual journal. It's day 21 of the Soul Legacy Journal. So with me, your soul sister, Iona. I'm just going to adjust my camera because I think it's falling down just a little bit. So welcome to my spiritual journal, Intentional Living for Light Workers. Again, this is day 21. It's Sunday. It is Financial Freedom Sunday. So if you are watching this on the Soul Legacy TV, or if you are watching or listening to this as the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast, then welcome to this episode of Financial Freedom. So I'm going to be talking about intentional living on financial freedom. So if you're new to me, then you will see in the cards or in the description that I actually have a playlist, and I actually go live on this daily vlog talking about my spiritual journal. I have a journal, a spiritual journal and notebook. And so I call this the Soul Legacy Journal. So each episode I'll share with you my spiritual routines, my spiritual rituals that support me in manifesting my vision board. So it's kind of like documenting my own journey as well as teaching my students in the Soul Legacy Academy. So I have a 2-hour monthly call on intentional living, and so this will be repurposed and housed in the SoulLegacyAcademy.com. If you want to be part of that, then I have a masterclass down below that is in the comments for light workers, and I talk about spiritual business success and not doing busy work, not being broke, and not experiencing burnout. Instead, we take our soul path of least resistance and serve one to many and earn a passive and a leveraged income, and we do it with ease, grace, and flow. So that is what we are going to be focusing on today. If you do want to purchase the Soul Legacy Journal, then you absolutely can. I say on the Soul Legacy Journal, it's spiritual awakening stories. You got 365 days of your own spiritual awakening story, a co-created path, soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. So basically, when we go through our spiritual awakening journey, for me, I don't know about for you, if you've been through a spiritual awakening, let me know what that spiritual awakening came through. I personally talk about different areas of your life, and I named 7 areas of your life which I talk about as intentional living because of the awakening. So when you go through a spiritual awakening, which I'll name in just a second if you are new to me, you go through a spiritual awakening, don't know about for you, but every single area of your life tends to look and feel a lot different. And so when you start to awaken, this is this journey of going on your spiritual ascension and alchemizing those core wounds that you've gone through. Is redefining who you want to be in the world. And I talk about intentional living based on that, based on your values, based on your vision of depending on how you awaken. So let me know. There's lots of people who go through spiritual awakening. I talk about this on the Soul Legacy TV Spiritual Awakening in my annual YouTube summit. And I also talk about spiritual awakening in my co-authored book series as well that will be coming up. So watch out for that. So spiritual awakening can happen in different areas. Today it's financial freedom. For me, that was through bankruptcy, like hurt a lot. But I'll share with you how I've learned and how I've repaired my relationship with money and my money stories and my money blocks. I'll talk about that today, and I'll give you a process and a routine that I use, a spiritual routine around money specifically. It's called the Soul Income Game, Bank 50K in 50 days, and I'll talk about that in just a second. I will actually share with you a card that I pulled from Keepers of the Light. I'll share that. I believe that as part of my spiritual routine anyway, I do. This is Cal Gray, his Keeper Oracle card deck, and so I pull that every single day, and then I'll share that with you. I have a quote of the day to share with you as well, and the book that I've been reading today, which is Money and the Law of Attraction by Abraham Hicks. I often do gratitude each day as well. So that is what we'll be doing on today's episode. Sharing the card at the end. I believe that at the end. I do for my spiritual routine, and basing this spiritual journal is around my vision board. So if you've ever done a vision board, that's where I've gotten a gratitude stone from. It's a love heart. My daughter actually gave it to me. We're expressing that. And so each area of your life, I cover that in my 7-day spiritual vision board challenge. Again, I'll leave the cards in the cards and in the description for you to check that out. There's a playlist for a week of creating your spiritual vision board for each area of your life. And that's how I talk about intentional living, and that's what I journal on, to be in alignment with the vision and take action and actually plan soul-guided action steps every single day on each area of my life. So if you are new to me, each area of my life for intentional living, and what I like to use my spiritual journal around, is contribution freedom on a Monday, health freedom on a Tuesday, emotional freedom on a Wednesday, environmental freedom on a Thursday, relationship freedom on a Friday, spiritual freedom on a Saturday, and financial freedom on Sundays. So today is financial freedom, and I will dive into the book that I've read, which is Abraham Hicks. I'm looking over there, and it's not over there. That's actually my box of Oracle deck cards that I've been pulling. But I do have some notes that I want to share with you. Let me share the quote of the day. And this quote is by Gabby Bernstein. And every day when I go into my office, I have an app. It's called the Momentum app. And it just happens to be, I've had this app for years, and I was not paying attention to it until I paid attention a little bit, but when I started to do this spiritual journal routine and start my day with real intention in my office, every single day is just like, it's just so on point. And the same with my Oracle deck cards. You know, when you just set out those intentions and things, just the universe just fills it in. So every single day is kind of just me filling it in. I don't know the quotes. I didn't make up the quotes. This is a quote by Gabby Bernstein. And so she says, give yourself permission to slow down. You can speed up by slowing down. So that's, again, a quote by Gabby Bernstein. Give yourself permission to slow down. You can speed up by slowing down. And so not only every day does it feel like super on point for me, I want to share the example of what those words mean, and catching the words of some amazing people who have, you know, put quotes out there for us to inspire us, right? Let me know if that means anything to you, if it's on point, if those words resonate with you. Let me know in the comments. Like this episode, subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast if you haven't already, and click the bell to get notified of when I do go live, so we can share this journey together. So for me, giving myself permission to slow down as a light worker doing my work in the world. I talk about contribution freedom on Monday, so that will be tomorrow, and the next episode will be around in this description, in this playlist. And so giving myself permission to slow down. I don't know about you, but in my spiritual business, I'm so laser focused. I'm very organized in my spiritual business, don't get me wrong, but when you're self-employed and you're doing the things, there's always so many things that you could be doing in your business and you could be doing in your life. I'm not really pushed and pulled by life because I work from home and I choose my work hours, but there's always a lot to do. And it doesn't feel heavy, because I talk about spirituality without doing busy work, without being broken, without experiencing burnout. So that's my journey as well. But giving myself permission to slow down, like out loud, this is what I've been doing. Over yesterday, I made that decision, and I've made that decision doing this spiritual journal series, right? And so I literally have let everybody know around me. Let me know if this resonates with you. Do you have to let everybody in your household or everybody around you know that you're actually taking some time to go quiet? I call it going quiet, because if I don't, then I don't get all of the work that I want to do. So slowing down for me in this moment means that choosing me first, not because anyone else asks me to choose them, but I've been slowing down in the sense of not being on the social media platforms at all, other than on YouTube and sharing my YouTube video out, and then going back into my writing, article writing as an author and as an authority, getting featured. So I have a challenge called the MMMK Challenge, the Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge, Movement Marketing and Niche Marketing. And so it's 2022. And so I set that intention to go on a book tour and a media tour and to teach it, but to do it myself first. And so slowing down to then that will allow me to speed back up. So I talk about how I set my vision to contribute, what's on my vision board, and very much so, I'm just going to have a sip of peppermint tea. Very much so, my finances, because it's Financial Freedom Sunday, are connected with how much I see myself as contributing, what's on my vision board. And so, yes, I want to contribute, but I want to contribute in the way that feels really good and really aligned to me. And so I'd set at the beginning of this series, if you've watched any of the other videos, and so it's 3 weeks in, it's day 21. I did a masterclass, which is on the SoulLegacyTV. It's the channel trailer for that on the YouTube channel. And I streamed that out and it was amazing. Then I had a VIP day, which I ended up pushing back. Because it was the holidays, it wasn't like, it just wasn't the right time. And I pushed back. And so it was like, I gave myself permission, to take those things off the table and to have them be aligned. So I was reaching out manually, because that's what I've done for years. I do other things as well, but I wanted to automate my business, my spiritual business. And because it's online, I wanted to really set up the back end of my spiritual business. So that's what I was doing in 2021 and 2022. I'd set the intention to just really leverage and automate it. However, I was bringing into the new year actions that I'd done in 2021 and it didn't feel in alignment. So I was like, gave myself that permission to slow down so that I can set things up. I've got an itchy back. I would set things up so that in the long run, I'm doing things and I'm documenting the process of blowing up. Do you know what I mean? Of really going for it. So that was what I saw and felt when I read this quote. So again, this is me talking about a quote that I didn't know that I would get, right? So it's just, that's intentional for me. It's being open and willing to not always know what the lessons and the guidance that your soul guidance that you're going to get that day, but being open to know that that is supporting you on your path. And again, the Keepers of the Light, I'm going to pull that card at the end and show you that card at the end. I've pulled it already. That's kind of what that does for me. So I've done my vision board. I've looked at my vision board today. And it's just a really nice reminder of what's important to me. So again, intentional living for me is living in alignment with your vision and living in alignment with your values, and then raising your vibration. So the Soul Legacy Journal is about supporting you in raising your vibrational frequency every single day. That's my spiritual routine and ritual, to journal every single day, to do this vlog every single day, and to share with you that routine of visioning and being in alignment, because many people do this vision board and then they don't really truly believe it, especially when it comes to the finances. So I had a vision of manifesting not only for the sake, not money for the sake of it, but money for a reason. So I'm here in the UK and I have this vision to go to Canada. Don't ask me why, I just do. And so I knew I'd need a certain amount of money to get into Canada. I want to buy a bank conversion and all the things. And it's like, okay, how much would that cost? And how much would you know, when you have a vision and you want to travel and you want to do all the things, but then your life, the way that you're contributing in your light work does not actually match, one in terms of time freedom, one in terms of energy freedom, and one in terms of money freedom, then you've got to put different things on your vision board in order to manifest that life and have it be congruent. So a lot of people put grandiose things on your vision board, but then don't believe it, or then are not willing to take the soul guided inspired action to achieve that. So we meet our vision and the universe in the middle, and we stay in alignment with that vision until it manifests, and we stay in alignment with our core values, right? On the for today, it's money. So I journal about my vision, I journal about my values, and I journal about something what I call, I need to move this. If you're watching this cushion, it's a furry cushion and my back is itching. So I have the intention to manifest, right? And so that financial freedom, so that it can support other areas of my life. And so when you have a vision board, you might think, you might not believe it. Let me know if you've made a vision board, if you've done my vision board challenge. If you're in the Soul Legacy Academy, you should have done the vision board challenge. If you're in my bootcamp, you should have done the vision board challenge. And if you're in my mastermind as well. So the book that I wanted to talk about today is called Money and the Law of Attraction by Esther and Jerry Hicks through Abraham's teachings. And so I talked about this last week on Financial Freedom Sunday. And again, as I listen to the book or the Audible book or any books that I read, for each day, I will share and I'll do a book review at the end, what book I'm listening to. So let me know if you've heard of the Money and the Law of Attraction. I talk about through my spiritual journal, intentional living, like the law underneath the law of attraction is the law of vibration, right? So I listened to some of part one last week, and the continuation on part one is okay, let me see what the actual name of it was. I don't know if I wrote it down, and I can't find it because it's on my phone. Part one, to achieve success is my natural birthright. I don't think that is the actual title, so I will name that. But I listened to part of it, and the next part was about, the first part was about, no, the second part was about money being the root of all evil, but it's not evil or happiness. I don't think that, anyway. So basically it was about success and about money and what that means to you, and if it feels uncomfortable to think about money, and it feels uncomfortable to fail around your finances, then they basically say it should feel uncomfortable. That's normal, because you want it to be in harmony. It is your birthright to be successful in that area. And if there's a discord, then it's you. It's not wrong to feel like that. It's you learning to be in harmony with it, using the law of attraction, law of vibration. So the next piece was the money is the root of all evil. And they say, obviously, money is not happiness or the root of all evil. It's neutral. And so they say about accomplishing your financial success in that area is a real accomplishment, because it will spill over to all of the other areas of your life, and have you actually have more freedom in each area of your life. And that's what I want to do with this Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast. I'm going to have a sip of peppermint tea. And that brings me, let me know if you listen to or read a book every single day. So I'll usually just read a section or a chapter of a book every single day based on which area of these intentional living codes, I call them, for intentional living. So intentional living for me involves these 7 areas, and I love it. I love addressing one area of my life and then planning and mapping that out into, like, okay, well, so today's financial freedom. So intentional living for me is not only my vision, not only my values, but my vibration. And so I talk about rating your life, or each area of your life, between a 1 and 11 every single day. And so in the vision board challenge that I do, I have what's called a soul legacy wheel. So I have all of these 7 areas of your life on this wheel. It's kind of like a wheel of life, but I call it a soul legacy wheel. And we rate between a 1 and 11. 1, we don't get a 0 because we're breathing. 1 being, I call it in being in soul funk, letting the visible world push and pull you. And 11 being in soul flow, being connected with your higher self, the universe, being guided by your soul, just feeling in that moment, on that day, around your finances today, obviously financial freedom. How guided do you feel? How in flow do you feel? What is the voice inside your head saying? Is it supporting you? And so what I'd love for you to do and witness you do is actually make a plan from today, if it's Financial Freedom Sunday for you, whichever, and I will go live again on the Sunday, depending on when you're listening to this, so you can comment and spiritual journal with me on financial freedom and set intentions each week. And so set the intention to take actions in alignment with your vision. What action do you need to take in alignment to be in alignment with your financial freedom goal? And so we want to be doing activities in our spiritual business as a light worker that are income producing. We want to take out the busy work. We don't want to sit in being broke, and we don't want to experience burnout. So what do you need to do between now and next Sunday or the following Sunday, whenever? 7 days, give yourself 7 days. What do you need to do in every single given week? For me, in my spiritual business, as a founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, I have my monthly calls mapped out. Right now, we're at the beginning of 2022, and I have my calls, my VIP days, my one-to-many calls, all one-to-many calls mapped out for 7 years. Because I've moved to the YouTube platform and I paused, right, to slow down, I paused my whole entire business. I gave myself permission, as Gabby Bernstein says, give yourself permission to slow down. You can speed up if you slow down. So I have my calls scheduled out, I have my summit scheduled out, but I gave myself permission to slow down so I could speed up. However, I know that on those calls and my masterclass on my VIP day and my 5-day YouTube from scratch challenge and my book, by going out and speaking and writing articles relating to what I'm speaking about in my book. And if you haven't got a free chapter of my book, then I'll leave that down in the description as well. You'll get the first free chapter of my book. And as I write my book, I will have a playlist on the YouTube channel on the Soul Legacy TV for that as I write it. And so that free chapter in my book is called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a Soul Guided Influencer's Compass to Leveraging Your Light Work and Lifestyle on YouTube. And that compass is the Soul Legacy Wheel. And leveraging your light work and your lifestyle is this, like financial freedom, contribution freedom, emotional freedom, health freedom, all of the freedoms, right? So you want to see where you would plan out how you can leverage your spiritual business if you're building it online. And if you don't know what it is that you're not really clear, then I have the 5-day challenge for you in the masterclass, so I can support you in getting clarity on what you want to build your spiritual business around, so that you can see yourself actually having the finances. So what is it that you need to do? I love leverage. I love passive income. I just love it. I think it's amazing. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do YouTube, so that I could run YouTube ads. I could run Amazon ads to my Soul Legacy Journal. So on my Soul Legacy Journal, so even merch is like that passive income stream, right? So within my notebook, this is a journal notebook, it says this notebook includes a free podcast with Iona made. And so this Soul Legacy Journal notebook belongs to, and it says subscribe to the spiritual journal with me, daily vlogs for light workers at www.SoulLegacyTVshow.com. So everything, and every time you're journaling, it says come spiritual journal with me at Soul Legacy TV. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm bringing in my business, and on the back it's got the #1 Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit. and the quote that I talk about, your legacy. So your legacy is every life you impact, influence, or impress upon, every soul client, soul family, and soul tribe you touch, because soul expansion begins with you. So it's not just financial freedom that I'm focusing on, it's serving, but serving one to many in my spiritual business, with my spiritual awakening annual YouTube summit, with my spiritual awakening co-author book series, and with my spiritual awakening notebooks and journals. So that's kind of like, for me, what do I plan to do? What do you plan to do? How do you plan to set up your spiritual business? A lot of people come to me, and I'll talk about this more in Contribution Freedom tomorrow, the kind of things that people come to me for, the kind of things that hold them back from making their contribution into the world. Let me know where you are held back. As part of my masterclass, I do my masterclass live on the last Monday of the month at 3 p.m. UK time. So you're welcome to register for that. I have an easy webinar. I do it live on the Soul Legacy TV as well. And so you can register for that. Come and ask me questions. That's where the training is. I cover a lot. The last time I did it was nearly 6 hours long. Just be ready to dive really deep. I do serve. I've got bonus gifts, and I do have a VIP day that is for my students. And so that's me. It's already mapped out. It's already planned out. It will be in the comments and the description of this episode. So no matter where I am and no matter what I do, when I'm doing this daily vlog, I know that that's set up already. So what do you need to do between now and the next 7 days, the next Financial Freedom Sunday, in order to grow your income and to experience that financial freedom? I have a boot camp. I have energies moving around in me. I have a boot camp, and I have a 5-day challenge for you. You can go and sign up. That's me sharing my gifts in exchange for that financial freedom. So before I pull the card, let me just have another sip of peppermint tea. And so for me, that financial freedom, I'm sat in my living room, just chilling, sharing, you know, my vision board, my journal, my journey with you, just as my content. It's not hard for me. I don't want to work harder. I wanted to work smarter. I wanted to be in alignment. You know, people will tell you, do this, do that. You've got to do things that are in alignment with you and your vision and how it feels, and something that is sustainable. One thing that I was listening today, I'm always listening and watching on YouTube, is a YouTuber was talking about creating 100 crappy videos, basically. Excuse me. When you're starting out, especially on YouTube, creating, I've heard 50, the first 50 videos are your worst videos. This guy's talking about 100 crappy videos, and he's saying that the people that have been on YouTube, the biggest YouTubers, I don't even know how many millions of subscribers they've got, the biggest ones had done 100 videos, and they call them their crappy videos, the first 100 out of 1,000, and they didn't even have 1,000 subscribers. They had like a few hundred, or under 100 in one case, and they would just keep going, just keep going. Sometimes you think financial freedom or contributing will come really quickly, and that was a message today, to just do what you love. So I'm doing this spiritual journal series, the spiritual journal with me, intentional living for light workers. And so please do share this out if you know a light worker that needs to hear this. And it's just that is my content. So I can create a video every single day based on what I'm already doing, and just coming in and sharing it with you. So with that said, the Soul Legacy Journal, I want to give you £1,000, dollars or euros. It's a magical journal. So this is the bigger version of this notebook. The book will look like this as well, the co-author book series. And the journal that I actually make up to this process, this is a notebook, and this is an even bigger notebook. That's the spiral bound notebook that will be on Lulu, and this one is on Amazon. And so I really wanted to do this for 2022. So I'm like, absolutely. So these are the journals. They were in my mind, and I decided it was going to be a magical journal that gives you £1,000, dollars, euros every single day, in a vibrational money voucher. And so when you do your vision board, there'll be things on your vision board that you want to spend money on. And sometimes people that come to me, people that might watch this video, don't always have all of the funds to bring about their vision, right? So we do a vision for a year. So I share this game, the Soul Income game, every single day. It's inspired by Abraham Hicks's prosperity game, where they share with you, like they give you money and they say, we'll give you $1,000 this day, do a checking account, make it as real as possible. The next day, 2,000, 3,000. Day after that, and on day 50, it's 50,000. Then on day 300, it's 300,000 that you've got to spend in that day. They encourage you. You can carry it over a little bit, but they encourage you to spend it. And if you do it for a year, it's 66 million. Well, I didn't want to spend 66 million because I wanted to tie it into the feeling of earning that soul client income. So I developed the Soul Legacy Journal and the Soul Income game. And if you are in the SoulLegacyAcademy.com, then again, I do have the 2-hour monthly calls where I'll dive deep on all of the areas for intentional living. But this is what I want you to be doing every single day, using this vibrational money voucher to be in alignment with giving and receiving, giving your gifts and receiving, whether you're earning money from your spiritual business or not. And so you have £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. There are rules around it, meaning that you tithe 10% every single day of this, every time you journal. And then, and I will do like not just a notebook, an actual journal with all of the instructions, but I wanted to feel into what I wanted to include. So depending on whether you're watching this, whether it'll be on Amazon or not. So the rules are that you tithe 10% to a worthy cause every single day, like you don't not get to do that. So you know the person that you'll become with money feels good. The next rule is that you don't spend it on bills. They're all covered. I want you to feel the feeling of your bills all being covered. And then I want you to also feel the feeling of your savings being covered, so you don't have to hoard it or save it. You need to actually go and spend it online. Go to a site, go to the thing, and spend it. So for me, I said I'd share every Sunday what I spent my vibrational money on. And sometimes if you are going throughout your week and you see something that you want to purchase, you know you've got the money for it. You can go spend your vibrational money voucher, right? And so throughout the week, I was thinking of my health freedom. Health freedom was a little bit of a dip for me, I think, this week. In terms of my rating, my financial freedom rating between a 1 and 11 is, what's it today? I would say it's a 10, actually. No. Yeah, 10. I'll give it 10. I was going to say 11. 10. Okay, 10 today. It's flowing without me. I said 10. I thought 11, but intuitively I said 10. So then I want to do the work on where it's not flowing, what's not flowing, how I'm speaking about it. I'm pausing my business, pausing my VIP day. That's probably where that's come about. Delaying things. That's probably where that's come about for the 10. But that's like my physical world. Spending has been more increased. It was my daughter's birthday yesterday, so that could be it. Notice what's on your vision board and how in alignment. So for me, I wanted to spend money on my health this week, so I actually spent it on a spa day with massages. I actually have been to this place and I've had a spa day there before. So yesterday we went out and we had brunch in a particular town, and we went on the train, etc., etc. And we, had bottomless brunch, drinking and eating. And so maybe it sparked the connection back to this town. That's where I had my spa day. It was a few years ago now. So I was thinking to myself, I wanted to have a spa day today. Like, what will I spend my vibrational money voucher on? And so I decided to actually pay for my spa days weekly for the week, every single week, having a spa day for the next year. So that is what I spent my vibrational money on. So it included, so they had different names: a spa escape, a revive and renew, and spa pamper. So it included eyebrows and lashes. It included waxing if I needed it. I'm not really hairy. And so I had body wraps and exfoliating, and massages and manicures and polishes, and I love all of that stuff. So weekly, depending on what I need, I will have a massage or a pedicure or a manicure, so I don't have to do it. I love that. And I've had pedicures and manicures. I've had my lady come around and do it for me, but I would like to go out the house and make a day of it, and every single week, and do that. So I love that. That is what I spend my vibrational money on. So when you're spending your vibrational money, go to the place, go to the site, add it to the cart, do whatever you need to do to feel that feeling. Write down the description of what it is and imagine yourself doing that. So for me, it would be traveling there, speaking to the receptionist, booking myself in, saying thank you, you know, or I'm feeling what that feeling is. So money, the finances, financial freedom, it's not about the money, it's about the experiences that that money buys and that can afford you. So part of this journey and part of the Soul Legacy Journal came about, as I mentioned, that I was bankrupt and I was homeless and I went through a messy divorce and all of the things. And so I knew that I wanted to have that financial freedom and that financial independence and change my money stories around. So in the Soul Legacy Academy, I talk about going from a poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness and making that transition. And this is how I've been able to do that, telling myself a different money story. And so let me know what you're going to be spending your vibrational money voucher on. Again, every single day, you'll have this vibrational money voucher to join in. It's such a powerful process because you don't have to do lots of work to get it, to have that experience. To everything that happens in our mind first, right? So the things that are on your vision board, spend the vibrational money in advance and say thank you in advance. So I talk about saying gratitude. Obviously, most people have heard about gratitude and The Secret movie, and I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. So some people say 10 things that you're happy, grateful and appreciate. So you can write that down in your Soul Legacy journal, or you can say it out loud, whichever floats your boat. Definitely I would do both. I would write it down and do both. As part of my spiritual journal routine, sometimes I'll do tapping, especially around the finances. I usually say a mantra of every freedom I touch turns to gold, and I tap and I say every freedom I touch turns to gold, and I'll name the freedom. So it'll be every freedom I touch turns to gold, Contribution Freedom Monday. Every freedom I touch turns to gold, Health and Freedom Tuesday. Every freedom I touch turns to gold, Emotional Freedom Wednesday. Every freedom I touch turns to gold, Environmental Freedom Thursday. Every freedom I touch turns to gold, Relationship Freedom Friday. Every freedom I touch turns to gold, Spiritual Freedom Saturday. Every freedom I touch turns to gold, Financial Freedom Sunday. Every freedom I touch turns to gold, Contribution Freedom Monday. And I'll start again and I'll do rounds, and I'll do like up to 100. So it ends up being like 111. So it ends up being like 15 rounds of speaking of every freedom that I'm touching in my spiritual journal every single day. I don't have barriers, I don't have blocks around, I release them through tapping. So if I'm busier like I have been over the last few days, and it's been my daughter's birthday, I won't do all of that. But throughout the week, definitely I'll include that in my spiritual routine and my spiritual ritual. So if I'm saying I'm happy and I'm grateful, I might say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I experience, and I'm thinking of my vision board, I'm thinking of the things that I have been doing, and I'm thinking of the things that I want to be doing throughout the week. So I usually express gratitude for the things that are filling in the things that I know, obviously, that the universe is showing me and presenting to me. So I want to be grateful for that. I want to be grateful that, say, somebody paid for something or for me, or was a gift, or was a blessing, or I was being able to give them a gift, or I was being able to tithe some of my time, or, you know, what equates to finances. So every single day, start with that gratitude of the appreciation for finances, because it's Financial Freedom Sunday. So being happy and grateful for the things that were on my vision board that I bought with my vibrational money voucher. So you can feel the feeling. So you just fired up and really, really, really grateful. Again, you can write those down just so you can refer back to them, and so that you can see what is manifesting. I like to think of it as thanking in the present now, thanking in the past, things that have happened in the past, and thanking in the predicted future, like a thanks in advance. So that is my spiritual routines and my spiritual rituals around my spiritual journal. Hopefully you've enjoyed that, and it's actually helped you. I want to end this episode with the card that I pulled from the Keepers of the Light. It is the Gaia card. It's Earth Connection. So I'm imagining this is for you. You've been watching me for this long, so I'm imagining this is for you as well. So let me know how you found this episode. Please do share it out, and share this message with somebody else who needs to hear it as well. So Earth Connection, be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth and stay grounded. So I'm going to read the message that is in the book for you, and the extended message, the about and the extended message. So Gaia is Mother Earth. She is the keeper of the light who holds the planet in her hands and her heart. Her kiss is on every animal's forehead. She is the life that moves through the planets, the sweetness within the honey, and the force that encourages the bees to fly. She loves, she protects and guides all beings. She asks us to love them too. How can we help them? How can we help the planet? The extended message, which was really on point for me again today, is, and I shuffled the Keepers of the Light card, I asked what needs to come today. So the extended message is, you are blessed, we are blessed to receive this great Mother Earth card today, because it shows that the earth itself, through the image of Gaia, is protecting your path. You are a strong, focused and loving individual. Stay grounded and don't allow your imagination, ego or fears to run away with you. Ensure your choices are for the highest good. Gaia is also bringing her motherly love to you and enhancing you in a cocoon of peace. I love that, especially in conjunction with the slowing down, right? It's slowing down to speed up. So it says, if you have had troubles with a mother in your life, or are feeling disconnected from or grieving your own mother, Gaia helps revitalize that connection and will bring healing where it is possible. And I have that. I've had that in my life, and I have that still. If you are a mother and worrying about these duties, know that Gaia is thanking you for your hard work and commitment. And I've had that too. The earth is blessed to have you. So I have my daughter and my soul daughter. And so it's really, really on point. It's really, really on point for me. Let me know if it's on point for you. So that for me is beautiful. That for me is a wrap. I've really enjoyed creating this spiritual journal episode for you again. Spiritual journal, the link is down below. If you go to the SoulLegacyJournal.com, it will take you to my Amazon page. The masterclass link is down below. The spiritual vision board challenge is down below. Let me know if you've actually gone through this spiritual vision board challenge. It's 1 week to raise your cheers to financial freedom frequency and get your spiritual morning, daytime, evening rituals and routines from your spiritual vision board into your journal, so that you can be in alignment, your vision, your values and your vibration. I shall see you on the next episode. Big love. Take care.